My name is Clementine Marshall, but better known as Sister Marshall. I'm a member of ACDA Steering Committee, and I've been so for most of my life in ACDA.
What prompted you, Sister Marshall, to join or become a part of ACDA? What motivated you to become a part of it?
I don't think I was, to be honest, the first thing I wanted to do was to have something to do, somewhere to go, somewhere positive to go. As I used to be trading and traveling a lot, and after I stopped that, I was at home. And I had time to look at the television, and that was mostly Channel 9 in those days. And I saw this ad, this person saying, oh, there is this new organization. The name of it is the African Culture and Development Association. And we encourage you to come know your history and know about yourself and, and your culture and things like that. And I turned to my husband and children at that time and I said, this is something I think I want to be a part of. There was a number on the phone number, so the next day I called the number. And the person said, oh, I'm Sister Marshall. How can I help you? And I said, well, my name is Marshall too. Are we relatives? They said, no, but I'm a member of ACDA. And I said, I would like to be a part of ACDA. And she said, okay, come on Wednesday evening at 5:30. And that is where, and that was in August in 1993. And I'm here since then.
What are your early memories? Your early memories of that?
My early memories. Getting into, coming through King Street, and then you will see 2 or 3 persons come in and they say, I'm going to ACDA, so I'm going the same place. And after a time, there was a group of us that will meet up at the same time on Regent and King Street corner. So we'll get into ACDA together. Sometimes one person will wait on the other person so that we could go into the meeting together. Our meeting place was, I think, a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12. But we were a happy, happy group. We were so eager to meet and to talk about things African and before I joined ACDA, I was not aware of some of the issues because all at that time you're just thinking about getting work, making money, look after the family. But when I got to ACDA, then I realized these are all the issues that are out there and was eager to be a part of the organization.
Do you think ACDA is important? Do you think ACDA is important to African guys?
Of course, ACDA is important. I remember when we started ACDA, I told persons about this organization I'm in. And they say, ACDA, then it's African people. I said, but you're an African. And the little that I start to learn from ACDA, I start to tell others about it. We're an African people, And so I think that ACDA is important because it brought a lot of awareness to persons who, like me, was not aware about, what the history and culture is. We know, yes, we are black people, we call ourselves black people, and we know we are 6 races in the country, here and all of that. But the serious thing about our history and what happened to us and where we came from and all of that, I learned in ACDA and also others.
Mr. Marshall, you were busy here with the cultural aspect of fashion. Tell us a little bit about that. A little bit about the culture that is taught in ACDA, cultural aspect?
Okay, you know, culture we talk about, we think about, as Brother Kuma said, culture is a holistic um, thing. But I remember in the quarantine again, it never failed to amaze me about the drumming. There's a village called Union Village on the quarantine that I know about drumming. And I'm always fascinated about the drums. I'm fascinated about your identity through clothing, through your wear, through your head wrap. I'm fascinated about that. I'm fascinated also about storytelling, folk songs, telling stories through folk songs. I'm fascinated about that. I'm fascinated about, the rhythm of dancing and with the drum. These are the things and I enjoyed in ACDA. The food, I am also fascinated about the food our ancestors used to. Okay, now some of it have been, diverted and being cooked differently. But I try my best to stay as close as possible to the way our ancestors used to cook their food. That is what I like about it, the cultural part. Weddings, the way the African weddings are being, the ceremonies. I'm fascinated about even your naming your children so that you can be recognized. Even if you're behind a door and somebody call your name, you will know that you are, a child of an African descent. So, all in all, the cultural aspect. Another thing, the cultural aspect has to do with the way we bring our children, with the way we teach our children, you know, the way we encourage them, the discipline. Yes, that also has been changed. But we can still teach our children and discipline our children in a way that we don't have to be brutal to them. But the way we could tell them what our parents told us or what we learned from our grandparents. And we could, and they listen, they listen. So I do love the cultural part of ACDA.
Emancipation, sister. Emancipation, what it means to you.
Emancipation is a time to be happy, a time to look forward for a future that our ancestors fought for, but were not able to enjoy. And now we're here enjoying it, the freedom. Emancipation also is about recognizing what they did. We need memories, we need to remember what they did for us. I always think every time emancipation and I look at those posters and I start to think, what were they thinking at the time? Coffee fighting for us and all these. They did not live, but we are living here to enjoy it. So that means a lot to me. And I know that it means a lot to other persons because of the freedom, that they derive from the struggles of our ancestors.
Any early emancipation stories you want to share with us?
The national park. Brother alluded to getting there, starting to build the tents, the brothers getting together. And then I am with my potter cook up. Sometimes you cook and you're late and they say, my Sister Marshall, we hungry. You're late with this food. And I did that for years, cooking and taking to the national park, making the mobbies and carrying it so that our men folks that are building the tents, you know, are able to get something to eat. Um, Emancipation to Emancipation Day is such a special day for me. The sunrise service in the national park. Oh, that is so good. As a matter of fact, I remember that before emancipation, we were at the Demico House ushering in emancipation. Those days were, you know, you never get tired. You from the morning, you're working, and then you coming out in the evening to be in at coffee or at Demico. We started at Demico, and then, you know, the next day you're up at 5 and 4 o'clock in the morning preparing to get, you know, the different foods for Emancipation Day. You know, I would say that COVID is going to finish, and we're going to be back in the national park celebrating emancipation.
Do you have any favorite emancipation event that you think teaches something that you do in the national park that you believe is so important that all African Ghanaians that come into the park should partake in it? You know, anything that, because we do a multitude of things in the park. What do you think is, whatever changes we go through, we should always keep?
Our history boot. Our history boot. I think that our history booth should be one of the first booths that people should be able to visit. Because, you know, when they get off the road, and the first booth, they're going to spend the longest time there looking through our history. I think that we need to make our history booths bigger so that so that our you know, visitors will be able to go through our history booth. African history and actors history. Those two, African history booth and actor history booth. What did actor do? What have actor done from its inception? I think those are the two booths. Yes, we have our drumming booth, our music and all of that. But I think educationally our history booth should be something that we should never get rid of.
Brother Barry spoke about the actor being involved in the Justice for Jermaine, actually starting that. What other thing do you think actor should stands out for in this society? Brother Takuma mentioned the shared governance. What other things do you think we stand out for?
We stood out representing grassroots, the vendors. We stood out. We were out on the road when the vendors were being discriminated against, when they were threatened, their livelihood would have been taken away from them. Most of our vendors are people of African descent, most of them. And so and I have been looking at a pattern even until yesterday. When you walk on the pave, now the vendors, you notice vendors are getting less and less because each store is occupying across the pave. So they have put in when you walk in through on the pave, you're in, like you're still in a building. And all of those vendors that used to vend along there have to be looking for somewhere or cannot vend anymore. We represented our vendors. We also represented persons who were discriminated against by the police. You know, we didn't try to get somebody to go in there when we are not allowed to go in the police station just to represent our people. We also helped, we stand out for our penny bank. Our penny bank, because we know that this is the way our ancestors raised money. And if they did it, we also could do it. Our penny bank, I remember as I'm speaking, Sister Bina Johnson, who was one of the persons who were instrumental in forming our penny bank. We started in those days with, I think, $5 or $10 and all of that. And our penny bank has grown. ACDA have done so many things. Our meeting, our street corner meetings, coming on to Emancipation and African History Month. We will go to the street corners and from length and breadth of Guyana. I know we went to Little Africa, way up in the quarantine. We went to Essequibo, Bartica. Emancipation time, we were at Bartica by the Stelling, beating our drums and sending our emancipation messages. New Amsterdam, we're from village to village on the East Coast, about emancipation. We have and ACDA also have built cells of ACDA. Cells of ACDA. We have our ACDA cell, we have it in Mocha.
But I want to talk, I think we're running out of time. And maybe we can do, what is you would think is a theme song for ACDA? Maybe we can end singing that. The theme song that we sing all the time.
A theme song.
That we always sing.
Yeah, nation, because we wanted to bring the message that it doesn't matter if we're from the village, it doesn't matter if we intellectually up or down, it doesn't matter, we are one generation. We are an African people, right? And so, whenever we go anywhere, we sing this song, Nation Away a Nation, Nation Away a Nation. All we are one generation, nation, way a nation. And, and when we sing that song, it brings a togetherness. People become aware that, yes, you feel that unity and that love in the room whenever we sing Nation Away a Nation.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.